After watching this video, don't ever ask whether your pig is pregnant or not. If you are sure you crossed the sow when she was on heat, the standing heat time, you crossed her and you witnessed the action in place, everything was perfectly done. After 21 days, your sow has not come on heat again. That is to tell you that the pregnancy is developing and you don't have to worry about it. But if your sow starts showing signs of heat again, you see the vulva turning pinkish red, and she's discharging some kind of fluid and also trying to mount the other pigs if they're in a group, that should tell you that the first servicing was not successful and she needs to be returned back to the boar to do the right thing. But if none of this happens after 21 days, just forget about it. Let her be and just observe. Make sure that you're providing for her the feed and you're also trying to reduce the stress level she'll be going through. After crossing, that is, if she crosses the 21 or 24 days and no sign of heat has been detected, it means she's going through the pregnancy time. And that is also a critical stage where you need to pay close attention to the sow. You don't have to stress the sow. And by not stressing her, don't more handle or mix her with other pigs in the pen, because they'll be fighting, chasing each other. And before you see, the developing embryos are already damaged or spoiled. And that is where the pregnancy gets spoiled or miscarriages comes in like that. But if you should isolate this particular sow and give her alone a separate room where she will stay there comfortable by herself alone and lives calmly, you feed her with running water, everything intact, there's no way this pregnancy is going to spoil, except if maybe it's something very hormonal or genetic issue. That one you have no control over it, but that is likely to happen. And even if that is the case, if it happens more than two, you have to just discard that particular sow and replace her, because you can't always be losing pregnancy or suffering miscarriages on a farm like that. So don't be in a hurry to just know or just be tracking the pregnancy like that. Just allow the sow to go through the normal stages. There are some pigs or sows that the pregnancy will show very quickly. You see the stomach developing or the belly growing and protruding faster for you. And the nipples also will show. And there are some of them too, they don't show any of this. But in the last month to the delivery time, that is where you begin to see the pregnancy signs obviously, very, very clear. And you see that the sow is weak already. What I've also come to see is that there are some of the sows, when they are pregnant, you hardly see the signs of pregnancy. But when it gets to like a month and a week to the delivery time, you see the stomach will be developing very fast, more of like it has been forwarded, increasing very, very fast. And it is individual based, not all pigs are like that. If you have serviced or you want to be sure she's pregnant with that, what I would say is, if you want to really know it, just go in there. We have test kits for animals and pigs in that sense. Just go to the shop or a veterinarian, get it, and then maybe if it is blood you use, you can get the blood and then you test it. Or if it is the urine to you use, you can just go there, test it. It's better than you trying to be sending your pictures to people to confirm pregnancy for you. Yours is to do the right thing, provide for her what she needs. And when she has come on heat, you take her to the board to do the necessary thing. We get it. There was a mistake I did that. No, it wasn't entirely a mistake. It wasn't entirely a mistake. I was able to correct it. And with this, I want to tell you that it is always good to have at least two boars on the farm. It helps very, very much, especially if you are not doing the artificial insemination. Using the male to mate the female. Getting two boars is always the best, especially if you have never used any of the boars in crossing or mating. You should try and leave two, at least two. And here's why. There was a time I had three boars on the farm. So I decided to sell two, leaving only one, because I chose that particular one that I love this boar and I like the quality he has. So I will preserve that one for breeding. But you know what? That one ended up disappointing me. Personally, I never saw the genital of this particular boar coming out. Every time it is inside, you only see urine dripping like that, but you never see the actual organ coming out. Unfortunately for me, when I was selling them, I sold one. I first of all sold one. I sold another one there a week after. So it was left with one. But the fortunate part was that the one who bought the other boar didn't come to pick the boar on time. And within that week, one of my sows also showed signs of heat, which I quickly took that sow to the boar to do the necessary thing. And the boar refused. So I was thinking, like, because it was the first time, so let me just allow them to stay together in the same room. They stayed there the whole day, nothing happened. The next day, they stayed there, nothing happened. And the sow went off heat. And I waited. The guy did not still come to take the boar away. So I was still waiting. And another sow came on heat within that week again. I took this sow to the boar again. The same thing happened. No mating, no interest. He was just focused on the feed in front of him like that. So I quickly made a phone call to the guy that I'm no more selling the other pig. I'll change the pig for him. If he's interested, he should come for the next boar. And you know what? The boar I was intending to sell was the one who did the work for me. I took the ladies to him, and the game was over. He did everything perfectly at once. Imagine at that point, I don't have any spare boar to use to confirm this action. You see that it will be a loss to me. And based on my location too, I can say I'm the only one into exotic farming. The rest are just local pig farmers. Like the local breeds is what they raise. Based on my location, there's no way I'll get semen for artificial insemination over there. And with artificial insemination, I'm not even looking at doing that on my farm. So it means I will definitely have to sell those sows away because the ones I had on the farm were already smaller pigs, growers, and they are not picking up. So there was no way they could or I could use them to cross the females that were on heat at that time. The best thing I can do is just maybe kill those sows prematurely. So if you have two boars on your farm and one mistakenly goes off like that, you then replace it quickly and then take another one. But in a situation whereby you are keeping only one, and maybe it is the first time of you using that particular board to do the servicing, and something like this is happening, you see that you'll be confused yourself. Why? Because you want to expand your farm, yet your pig is not helping you to get that result you are in need of. And again, having at least two boars on a farm is also helpful in a sense that there are some of the sows they will come on heat all right, but there's no way they're going to allow a boar to mount them. They will always fight any boar you take to them. And if that happens, if the boars, assuming the boars, you have been keeping the two boars in one room and they are used to each other, they don't fight. When they see each other, they don't fight. What you can just do is you take that particular stubborn sow, release her into the midst of the males, two or three males. So they'll be fighting, struggling. And before you realize, one of them will succeed in mating the female. And you only do this if maybe any of the boars that mount, you're okay with their outcome. That's why you allow them all to do that. Otherwise, you don't have to do something like that. So if you have two or three boars that are of the same qualities you have, they have all the qualities you need. That way you can release a stubborn sow to them so that they will confuse her. This one will be mounting from this angle, this one to another angle. Before you see, one of them will enter here and at least you get your pregnancy for that matter. So that is also one of the reasons why you need to keep at least two boars on your farm.